nation must also produce a president. It cannot be that 65 years after independence, there are only 2 communities which have produced president of this country. Kikuyus have produced president for 35 years. 15 for first Kenyatta number 1. 10 Kibaki. 10 Kenyatta number 2. Kalenjins 34 years. 24 Moi. 10 William Ruto.
Welcome to our channel. Today we are talking about a political firestorm ignited by Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi. John Mbadi has publicly declared that 2032 neither a Kikuyu nor a Kalenjin should be allowed to vie for the presidency of Kenya.
Must tell them 2032 we don't want to see a Kikuyu, we don't want to see Kalenjin. We must allow other communities. We have 42 communities in this country, and each one of us have the capacity, the competence, the ability to lead this country.
John Mbadi stood before a crowd and delivered what can only be described as ethnic arithmetics. He told this audience that Kikuyu have produced presidents for 35 years, 15 years under Jomo Kenyatta, 10 years under Mwai Kibaki, and 10 years under Uhuru Kenyatta. And that Kalenjins have produced presidents for 34 years, 24 years under President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, and projected 10 years under President William Ruto. Therefore, declared in 2032, Kenya must not see a Kikuyu president, that Kenya must not see a Kalenjin person contesting for presidency, that it should be left for other communities. So as far as Mbadi is concerned, the Luo community must take charge. Now you must ask yourself a direct and honest question. Is this the voice of a national leader, or is this simply the language of ethnic mobilization dressed in the costume of fairness? Because here is what Mbadi did not tell that crowd. He did not talk about unemployment among Kenyan youth of every tribe. He did not talk about the cost of hunger, the school fees, not about hospitals bills that are crushing families from Turkana to Taita. He did not talk about the traders in Kondele and Kikuyu who attended his empowerment drives, but whose daily survivals remain a desperate struggle. Instead, a man who controls the national budget stood up and told Kenyans that the most important question facing this country is which community gets to sit at State House in the next 6 years' time. That is not leadership. That is positioning. But to understand why Mbadi is speaking this way right now, you must first understand the crisis that triggered it. So when Raila Odinga died in October 2025 in India, ODM lost its center of gravity. The party that Raila built for over 2 decades, one that drew support from Luo Nyanza, from coasts, from western part of the country and beyond, immediately began to fracture. Senior figures split publicly into pro-government and anti-government camps. Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, Siaya Governor James Orengo, MPs including Babu Owino, Caleb Amisi, and the co-deputy party leader Godfrey Osotsi all demanded a national delegate convention to decide the party's future. They opposed backing President Ruto for the re-election in 2027. On the other side, Mbadi pushed for the expulsion of Sifuna from the party altogether, calling him conflicted and disloyal. Then the battle came to the ODM head at the retreat in Mombasa, when Kisumu woman representative Ruth Odinga, the only member of the Odinga family present during that public retreat for ODM, where now Mbadi rose and told the room that ODM does not belong to the Odinga family, that it is not a family property, and that Raila is dead and gone. He reportedly went even further, claiming that even if Raila was alive, it would not count for much because Mbadi and others had invested heavily in the party themselves. So now think about that carefully. This is the same Mbadi who spent 10 years as ODM chairperson under Raila's protection. The same Mbadi who entered President William Ruto's cabinet because of Raila's political capital made that arrangement possible in the first place. The same very Mbadi who invokes Raila's legacy every time he needs vote and a community solidarity. Raila built him a platform, and now that Raila is gone, that platform is being claimed as a personal property. What is more, this is not a single speech. This is a pattern. As far back as November 2025, Mbadi was already publicly declaring his 2032 presidential ambition. He used a wedding analogy, telling the Luo community to help Ruto win in 2027 so that the Kalenjin community would then reciprocate in 2032. He has positioned himself as the natural heir of Raila's political bloc. He was installed as a patron of the Nairobi Luo Council of Elders. Every move has been deliberate. Every speech has been a calculated step in the same direction. Yet the opposition inside ODM is not clean either. Sifuna and the Linda Mwananchi factions have held rallies and made noise, but they have offered no clear economic program and no credible policy alternative for the suffering Kenyan. Their two are fighting for power. Both camps are using Raila's memory as a weapon. And through all these ordinary Kenyan, the market woman in Kisumu, the boda rider in Homa Bay, the civil servant in Nairobi, remain the casualty of their war. Even Mama Ida Odinga, the widow of the ODM founder, warned that sustained invites or infighting risk destroying 2 decades of the party's political legacy. She urged leaders to resolve their differences through dialogue and not through public confrontation, and yet that warning has gone completely ignored. This is the facts, and we are watching this because you deserve to know when the people managing your money and your national future are more consumed by ethnic succession politics than what you survive on daily.